And today we have one of our fantastic and my favorite entrepreneur, Kimberly Adams from Bridge Network. This is not the first time she has been with us on this channel, but every time she comes up on this channel, she was there with us on the Women's Day. She talked about how she has been at the forefront of bringing women, or let's say, just mainstreaming the equality, men and women together in the workplace, getting the same ranks, getting the same, women coming up and on the forefront of developing and being entrepreneurs. Today we have again Kimberly Adams to talk about Bridge Network. I remember before I begin my introduction, I remembered, a year ago, almost a year ago, I was on the first call with Bridge, with Kimberly, when they participated in a hackathon. And her journey from a hackathon, an idea, a white paper, and then to now with 1 million+ transactions in the testnet, backed by the top VCs of the world. I'm going to disclose a lot in the further upcoming session, but still, keeping it crisp, backed by the top VCs of the world, and partnering with the top blockchain companies of the world, integrating the top blockchains, solving the problem that itself blockchain created. Today we have her again, and I really, with a warm welcome, I would like to welcome Kimberly to the TradeDog channel and to the community, where we would like to share the insights, not from only from your startup, not from your idea, but about your story. Our community would love to know about yourself as a person, about your journey with Bridge, and how do you see yourself going from here. So with this, welcome again. Let's begin with quick introductions. Over to you, Kimberly.
Well, thank you, Rashab, for the kind words. It's good to be here again. The journey has been quite an incredible one, a lot of learning experience. I tell everyone this is probably the best master or bachelor's in business I could ever get, as opposed to going to university. But like you said, this Bridge Network really started as an idea on a white paper that I created in January around 3 a.m. one morning, because I had this issue of moving cross chain when Binance chain started to ramp up, and there were all these opportunities that existed on Binance chain, and I wanted to move over there. So I created this white paper of what a vision for Bridge Network would be like. I took the white paper, and I was speaking to who's now my co-founder, Favor, and I said, "Hey, Favor, someone needs to build this. I can't build this right now. I just want to be a user of this." And Favor really liked the idea. He took it and spread it to his network of developers. And a few months later, they came back with an amazing product, a working product, and a whole team ready to dedicate their time to this. And it was during the hackathon, I believe it was third place we won under the Polygon track, that we met TDFi, and then TDFi invited us to Dubai. And then since then, it has been history. As Rashab said, we've been fortunate to get some of the great backers, including FTX Ventures, on board. And although it's been a short few months, it feels like it's been decades. So I'll just give a quick overview about the project, Bridge Network. I'm sure a lot of you already know much about it, but what we're building here is a super dApp for the cross-chain world. And what that means is that if you think about all of the cross-chain transactions you would need to do, moving an NFT, moving a token, trading cross-chain, all of that can now be done in this one seamless platform. Currently, how it exists in the market, you have to go look for an NFT bridge, you have to go look for a token bridge, you have to go look for a cross-chain swapping interface. And this process is very much fragmented. So what we're doing at Bridge Network is we're saying, hey, let's build this infrastructure that connects all of these components and offer the user a completely seamless experience. So we've been heavy on the UX side of things, user experience. We've collected over 280,000 data points, and our UX team has constantly been pushing updates. If you go to testnet.bridgenetwork.com right now, you can see that that experience is optimized as much as possible, and we're constantly collecting feedback. So yeah, we've done over 1 million transactions, and we're now getting ready to launch.
Great. I mean, just when we're talking about the product itself, since 2016, probably when we had Ethereum coming up, when we first saw the EVM chain where you could build a dApp, right? That was where a lot of these ideas that were in the thin air started getting developed, and then from there started the era of more blockchains, more and more chains, more and more various kind of chains building on different codes. But essentially, the idea of blockchain in the beginning was to bring it together, not create separate entities, or entities would be a wrong word, but separate line of paths. And I think when I was there during that panel discussion, when Kimberly said this point that Bridge Network is solving the problem that blockchain created. So tell us about how we talk about cross-chain, we talk about interoperability, but in a true sense, it doesn't exist. It's more like you have to build the code, you have to build the bridges, integrate bridges 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then you get into the cross-chain part. How is Bridge Network, in simple words, solving this problem?
Yeah, I mean, so as you said, there's like interoperability in blockchain terms is almost non-existent because there's technical limitations. And as long as those technical limitations exist, there will always have to be that intermediary layer, whether it's a middle chain, whether it's something like Bridge Network. How Bridge Network is solving this, we have a vision to make the process of bridging completely invisible to the end user. And so we know that, regardless of how it's done, the end user has to somehow bridge. But if you can optimize that process to make it as simple as possible, that's where the users are going to go. So that's where Bridge Network comes in.
Great. So essentially, this is exactly where every user needs a seamless integration, so they don't have to go through the hassles that and to learn about what bridges is, because to be honest, I as an end user really don't care which bridge or which blockchain it is. What I care about is my assets. What I care about is my the utility of that token, right? And when projects like, I think what Bridge is trying to solve here is to reach out to the masses by making it a seamless integration. And if I'm not wrong, probably I've done some research about Bridge. I think we already have 10 chains integrated.
Yep, we have 10 chains, and that number is growing by the day.
Very nice. So we already have 10 chains, and I think more are coming in soon. And we have also partnered up with already some projects that are deploying Bridge Network inside the systems.
Yep, exactly. So we're working with a few projects that wants to go cross-chain, and that's one thing that I like to touch on, because it's simple in nature when you think about, you can just add your token. But now, if you think about the developer in a project, a developer they want to build this great protocol, and they have the token for it, and they want to continue to build on Ethereum to benefit from the decentralized nature of it. But their community is demanding that this token be on Avalanche or Phantom or BSC or whatever the case is, because they just can't deal with the gas fees or transaction time or whatever the case is. And so now when you equip developers with this tool to allow their assets to lay on any blockchain in under 2 minutes, that helps to solve a little bit of that founder's dilemma, because they can build on whatever chain they want, but now they can have their assets lay on any chain. And it's the same thing for, if you think about, these gaming projects, a lot of these games, they probably want to build on their own blockchain. They're, like, for example, is it Axie for the Rodent blockchain? They want to build on their own blockchain, but that the community wants to take the NFT that exists in that game and lend it out on something like NFTX.io, where they can, rent out their NFTs. So when you give users these tools where their assets have zero barriers, that's when like adoption really takes place, and they can benefit from all of the opportunities that exist in the blockchain world.
Wow, that's amazing. That really solves one of the major issues. I think while in DeFi you face, there are so many good protocols and different chains which are generating great yields. But the idea is, the user has to go a lot of barriers. And now comes Bridge Network, which immediately with seamless integrations, now you might have an asset on Ethereum, and then you just and the project doesn't even have to launch on different chains. They just have to integrate Bridge, and now I can go and generate yields on a protocol that is on Binance Smart Chain. That's fantastic. That solves the real problem and I think that definitely brings mass adoption. So kudos to you and your team for coming up with such a fantastic idea. And then from a white paper to this today, we are seeing the office behind you. It seems like you have a big team working on this. It's amazing. Kimberly, enough about the product. People can go and read about the white paper, light paper, and also you can read about the TradeDog analysis report that's there on the TradeDog portal. I think someone can definitely post the link here as well from the TradeDog team. I would like to know, and I think the community would love to know about you as a person, because you would be the one who is taking this product to the masses. You would be the one who will be defining the future of this product. So tell us about yourself as a person. If you have to define yourself in a line, what would it be? And then second, what was that one moment in the journey of Bridge Network that changed a lot of things?
I would say, oh my God, it's a hard question. It's a good question. I would say myself in one sentence is that I am a builder filled with grit and passion, and that's it. I always think about, what I would do if I had all the money in the world, and honestly, it wouldn't be anything different. I'd be doing the same exact thing. So that's how I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. In terms of the one thing that changed my mindset, especially for Bridge, was probably when we were speaking to FTX. That was quite an interesting experience, because we had sent it to them. We got rejected. They were like, oh, we have a competitor in our portfolio. And then I was trying to remember who it was, and it turns out it wasn't a competitor. It was someone that we could actually work with, and we will be working with. And so I went and I spent hours researching about Amy, who's the head of FTX Ventures, and learning about, the ethos of what they believe in and how they invest in projects. And I just decided to myself that I would like to get FTX Ventures on board Bridge Network. And that was my only goal. And so for the next week or so, I literally took all of my resources, reached out to everyone that I could possibly reach out to get this contact. Finally got in touch with them, and I booked a flight to Bahamas without a meeting confirmed, and I met with FTX Ventures. And that's a short version of the story. But I say that to say is, I realized that once I set my mind on an objective, I can achieve it if I really put in all the work. And so I've become very mission oriented, and I think of life as a game. We're just in a simulation, and every issue that I come into, I just say that, okay, this is a mission, and if I complete this mission, I level up. So having that mindset, that's what's literally got Bridge from where it used to be to where it is now. Because every time we reach a hurdle, I just think to myself, we can get past this. It's just how hard are we willing to work? How much resources are we willing to exhaust? And Lily, who's one of our advisors, she always tells me, she's like, Kim, there's never a lack of resources, just a lack of resourcefulness. So we try to be as resourceful as possible with our network, with our time. We do a lot of research. mean, we haven't prior to Bridge Network, we didn't have that big of a network, and within the past 2-3 months, our network went from this to like this. So we've been developing some really incredible relationships that will help. I know it will help get us to where we're trying to be. So I think that moment of realizing that anything is possible once you set your mind to it, it sounds cheesy and overrated, but it's the thing that helped change my perspective towards a lot of
No,
issues I found.
I don't think it's all, it's not it's at all cheesy. It's the crux of everything that we know of. Every success story has been laid on the foundation of hustle, right? So in one word, if I have to define an entrepreneur that is building something like this, and has it's taking his journey from nothing to something big, is just hustle, right? And I think you, during your when you were telling us about this journey, you mentioned a point which was suggested by an advisor. It went like that, but in a flat, but I think it's really important, and I think I should definitely repeat it for everyone who is listening to this podcast. There is never lack of resources. There's always a lack of resourcefulness. So you just don't have to feel that it's not there. It's there, just lying in front of you. You just have to extend your one step and go and grab it. That's it. It's always said, a lot of times when we are in an era where a lot of times are uncertain, and then there are how do we step ahead? Think of it like a dark room. You don't know what's lying ahead, and you don't know where you might step into. You just have to take a first step. Take your first step. You will get used to, your eyes will get used to the darkness. You'll find something. You'll find your way, and then slowly and gradually you will reach to that switchboard where you will make the way for the rest of the world to follow, and you will be the leader of of that paved the way. So great work, Kimberly, on that front. I think these principles is what defines a person. It's what defines a startup, and I'm sure Bridge Network has been laid on the foundation of such strong principles, with strong team and committed team, and mission oriented team. And I'm sure we all, being on the boat with Bridge, we are all going to sail through whatever journey it may we may come across. And I think all the community that is that is viewing this, you would all like to get on board here. Which brings me to the topic when we say getting on the boat. Kimberly, we also heard that you have been working, or sort of you were there recently in Dubai when the Barbados government has established its embassy in Dubai, and you have been sort of engaged or helping the officials with blockchain adoption in Barbados and the other Caribbean islands. Please throw some lights on that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm from Barbados. Well, I was born in Guyana, which is a country in South America, and I moved to Barbados when I was 10 years old. And Barbados has been my home. And one of the things that I've always wanted to see is for Barbados to become a crypto and blockchain hub in the Caribbean. We are a very small island, and a lot of our GDP comes from tourism. And as a small island nation, this is not sustainable if we want to compete on the global landscape. When I was setting up Bridge Network, I was thinking, should I go to Cayman? Should I go to BVI, Seychelles, or whatever the case is? And I decided, look, why not just go to Barbados and kind of push this conversation here? So we set up our entity here in Barbados and started to push the conversation forward for other blockchain companies to come here in Barbados to get set up. Yes, back in, March, we established an embassy, which would allow persons in Dubai who wants to, learn more about getting established in Barbados, and, vice versa, to go and get the information there. The government has been very open to a lot of this conversation. Mia Mottley, the Prime Minister, recently, spoke in a speech where she described being very much open to the DAO NFT space. Obviously, there's a lot of risk with these things because you don't want a case where a regular retail investor, they put all of their money into this and then they lose all their life savings. So you have to, they are walking on thin ice when it comes to this, but they're very much willing to learn. And we're working with them to help bridge that gap between regulation and technology. So Bridge Network is right in the middle between all of that, and we're helping to push this conversation forward. The delegation is very much open to a lot of what we're doing. So we're excited to see where this goes. We want to be as transparent with them as possible. Every day I'm always speaking to someone from their team, giving them advice. They're asking us questions, but it's really to bridge the gap between regulation and blockchain innovation and see how we can nurture this ground so that Barbados does in fact become a crypto hub for the region.
Wow. Just on a side note, Kimberly, it seems like your video needs. I think you need to turn the screen 90 degrees or something. Probably some.
So you want to try this?
Community.
Does this work?
Though that actually that turns. Can you in this mode? Can you put on the landscape mode?
I'm not sure how to do that.
Okay,
but
maybe I think it's fine now.
Okay.
Yep, I think it's good. Great. So if you look at some numbers, right? Philippines is one of the leading countries which is creating adoption in blockchain gaming, right? India is definitely coming up. Is in the top 5. Nigerians, people from Nigeria holds one of the largest holders of crypto. I think it's perfect now. Yes.
Okay.
Great.
Sorry
A lot
about
of clockwise, anti-clockwise, but finally we are there. Great. Again, hustle and get it done.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Nigerian are one of the largest holders of crypto, one of the largest in numbers. And then obviously Caribbean islands, as we see Barbados coming at the forefront again and leading the other islands. This, in a way, if I have to sum it up, can I say, and would you agree with me if I say that now the power and the wealth, the other nations of the world, the third world countries, which were trying to reach out and become as technologically advanced as the other countries were, is this an opportunity for them to come at par with the rest of the world and show their prowess in the way, show their what capabilities and the capacity that they hold to bring a revolution in the world? Do you agree with that?
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I always compare it to the internet. So in the early days of the internet, that was basically the revolution of removing the boundaries to information. And now with crypto and blockchain, this is the financial revolution where you're removing the boundaries for access to global capital. And even if you think about Barbados and being a Barbadian companies, not very often you see a Barbadian company raise an outside capital because it was such a hard thing to do. That's why we haven't seen a lot of technological innovation here. But now when you say, okay, you can create a product and now access this, global pool of investors, that changes the conversation a little bit, and that helps us to put us on par with the larger countries and helps us to compete on a global scale. So it definitely democratizes access to everything, not just on the information side, but also on the financial side and on the access to global capital, because you need capital to build great infrastructure.
Great. That's and that also brings me to the point. You talked about democratizing the access, right? we have FTX, we have Master Ventures, you have TDFi and NFT Tech and a lot of these top-notch and top VCs, right? Cypher Capital. How do the public get access to the Bridge network pre-launch? Are you already there on the launch pads? And can you tell us some more about that?
Yeah, so we're working with the TDX Launchpad as well as the Ignition Launchpad. All of the information can be found on our Twitter. I know that the pre-sale will open on TDX on the 13th of April. So persons can already go sign up, KYC, and get ready for that. The lottery for the Ignition Launchpad actually opened up today. Same process, sign up to get KYC, and then come on the 20th, that's when the token generation event will actually happen and the token will go live on the market. We are probably going to get listed on a centralized exchange first before moving to a decentralized exchange. So we'll post more details on that as that become clear.
Great. So people, whoever is waiting for this, getting hands on this amazing journey, getting on the boat along with us. Here is the details for you: TDX Launchpad and paid Ignition. Log into those respective portals, launchpads, go to the details, suit yourself to get on one of those and apply for the token sale. Probably you are one of those lucky ones to get an allocation, and then it's boom, you are on the boat along with us, and we'll sail together to the journey that Bridge Network has started. Great, amazing. So we have a couple of questions from the community. One of them says, lots of bridges get hacked all the time. Are you guys audited? So just to rephrase it, I think lots of technology gets hacked all the time. Are you guys audited?
Yeah, security is a big thing in the bridging world. We're currently undergoing our audit with Surtech and Zokyo. So from a security standpoint, a lot of the hacks that happen was literally a failure to follow simple security practices of, having multiple validators, having a maximum that you can bridge across. Like, these are standard stuff. So we've implemented a lot of these features as well as an audit system that allows our system to verify if the amount was actually sent to the smart contract. So we have very unique security design mechanisms, but we're also working with our partner called Lossless, and they are a DeFi hack mitigation tool. So they act as like a security watchdog over the smart contracts, and if they detect any malicious activity, that is reported. So we're being very proactive on the security front.
Great. So, what sort of partnership do you have with Vulcan Forged?
So Vulcan Forge, we're integrating their blockchain, Elysium. So persons can now bridge over their assets from Ethereum, Avalanche, all the blockchains that we support over onto Elysium, as well as testing the token being integrated into Bridge Network. Vulcan Forge is also one of our backers.
Great. When I think Bridge has BDRG as a token, right?
Yep.
What are the utilities that this token holders or the token would have in the Bridge Network ecosystem?
Yeah, so there's a few utilities. The main one is it acts as the security mechanism. So in order for a validator to run, they need to collateralize a certain amount of BRDG tokens. Further to that, there is the intermediary settlement token. So when you're doing a cross-chain swap, BRDG is used as that middle token to help bridge across an asset from one blockchain to the next. There's the fee structure. So if a new token wants to get added to the Bridge Network ecosystem, they have to pay a respective amount in BRDG. 50% of what they pay goes towards the validators, and the other 50% is burnt. Along with that, you have the regular governance and liquidity mining incentives.
Okay, so and would we have staking rewards, staking mechanisms as well? Would we have staking pools as well?
Yep, there will be staking pools.
All right. So the token holders will have access to their token. They can stake the tokens and earn while still retaining and holding the tokens. Great. All right. I think we had, most of the questions from the community have been answered. There are a lot of them, to be honest, and we can definitely take all of them. But we would rather answer. We would like to answer them on Telegram, because all of these questions and answers are definitely beneficial for the community, for everyone. So we'll put these answers on our Telegram chat. You can go to the Bridge Network Telegram channel and ask your questions. You can also come to the TDX Launchpad Telegram channel and ask your questions, or on the Twitter. You can also read about the research analysis that the TradeDog team of analysts has done on Bridge Network. It talks about all the technical details. It talks about how Bridge, what sort of market size is Bridge catering to, and you would know the journey from here as well. Thank you so much, Kimberly, for your time. It has been a wonderful, wonderful session as always. You have been an inspiration for a lot of entrepreneurs that have always, found there are always issues that you come across, and then you hustle. Would you like to say something to close? And before we close, would like to say something, say something to the community, to the token holders that are going and buying the tokens on the launch pads for public sale? A message to them.
Yeah, I would say we're extremely grateful for the support of our community. Our community has been, some persons have been with us since we first created the Telegram channel back in November, and we're extremely grateful for these guys. We want as much feedback as possible from the community, and we want to help serve the community better. So please continue to stay in communication with us. Ask your question. I try to be as responsive as possible. And we're excited for this journey, and we're happy to have everyone on board.
Great. So that's the message for the community. I think it's a likewise feeling. The community is always looking out to join the entrepreneurs that are true to the spirit and are on a mission to bring a change. And I think goes without saying that you guys are in the right community. You guys are in the right spot. So keep on following, keep on asking questions, and keep on staying with the journey that we have begun together. Thank you so much, Kimberly. I think you also have read the TradeDog research report that our team has produced. What would you like to say about that to the community who would like to understand more about Bridge Network?
Yeah, I would definitely say go dive into that report. It's very well written. All of the information, just to prep yourself to really understand. I don't like when people just go and buy something for the sake of it. It's always great to understand what you're getting into, and that research report really gives a good overview of what we're doing, what we're building, our journey so far. So I would definitely recommend everyone go check it out. We'll also share it in our Telegram channel if you want to find it there, as well as the TDX one.
Thank you. That was really great. Wonderful. Thank you so much. All the best to you and your entire team. And I think we'll definitely emerge as stronger than ever, as always, right? And we'll keep on hustling together. Thank you so much, Kimberly. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care. Thank you for staying with us. We'll be back soon with another interesting session, an exciting one. Stay tuned to TradeDog.
Cheers. Bye.